Alright guys, ZFR Gaming back here again today, and that's right boys, we are doing a rant on the entire franchise of Call of Duty. Now, obviously there's a lot to say, but I'm going to try to keep this video as short as I can. But before I get into that, some of you may be wondering why the uploads have been so lately. I just haven't been around on YouTube. I've been uploading videos here and there, but it's been really inconsistent and weird. Don't worry, I'm working on getting that back together. Just start back school and everything in my last year and all that. So yeah, don't worry, we're going to get back on track. I will go over all this in more detail in my next video, so make sure you guys check that out. But anyway, getting into this rant about Call of Duty now, I've played pretty much all of the Call of Duties except for like 2 or 3, I think. I didn't play Modern Warfare 2, and I never played the first one, whatever that was called. But yeah, like I didn't play those two, but the rest of them I did. So don't worry, I definitely have some experience when it comes to Call of Duty. Now, before I get into this at all, just let me say that I'm not hating on Call of Duty. I'm not going to say in this video Call of Duty needs to die, it needs to go away, it needs to disappear, or anything like that. I'm just giving my honest opinion, and in my opinion, Call of Duty is a good franchise. It's a fun. The games are always fun, and they always have a lot of replay value and stuff, and that's the reason I like them and everything. But like, yeah, just know I'm not like completely bashing Call of Duty. I'm just pointing out some of the stuff that I feel is really wrong with the franchise in general. Some of the stuff that they can change to kind of make it better, you know, as we go on. So, no hurt feelings, fanboys. I'm just saying it right out. Like, for the fanboys, don't get your feelings hurt. But anyway, yeah, getting into this now. Number one problem with all of Call of Duty, I'm just going to get this one out of the way because I talk about this same problem a lot in my Destiny videos, Activision. I can only, like I'm telling you, Activision has to be behind a lot of the problems that go down with Call of Duty. Like, as for example, the games releasing every year, people are getting kind of dried out on Call of Duty. A lot of fans, like, they're just getting tired buying it again and again after each year, and it comes out almost the same game. Like, so yeah, I definitely think that's Activision. I mean, we can be pretty sure it's a way for them to keep the money coming. Because you know, Call of Duty always sells like the highest every year, always outsells everything. So I mean, they have a good reason to do it. It's working. Like, but yeah, that's just one big problem. Like Activision, we all know when it comes down to them, they are experts at cheating the players if that means more money. Like, they don't care about the players. They will give you the bare minimum to keep you from feeling cheated at first, and then like they will cheat you through the rest of the game's life cycle. Same thing they did with Destiny. So yeah, that's the biggest problem with Call of Duty right off the bat, in my opinion. And then there's also, just like I said, the yearly releases really need to just stop. They need to chill with that. Like, of course, like I said, they're probably not, because you know Activision wants that money. But yeah, the yearly releases, it's just like sucking a lot of fun out of games. Like, there's no break in between Call of Duties. Like, it comes out every year, and you just finished playing a very, very similar game to this the year before. It kind of just dries it out. Plus, it just, like, at the end of the day, like, this is going to make the franchise come to its end faster when you really think about it. Because, I mean, instead of, you know, just adding on to the games for, like, at least another year after they release, like, it's just kind of it's just kind of, they're going through idea after idea after idea. Eventually they're going to run out of ideas and they're going to have to start repeating stuff, which is kind of what they did with World War II. They did it with freaking the futuristic setting. So yeah, that's kind of getting old. They even kind of did it with all the modern warfares, modern warfare. They even kind of exhausted that setting a little bit. Not really as much as the other two, I feel, though. But yeah, that's just something that's going to kind of come back to bite them in the butt eventually. And that's probably the reason Battlefield 1 is so popular with the gamers right now. It's World War 1. It's something we haven't had for a really long time. So, yeah, that's another problem. And I mean, listen, recently these Call of Duties, they have been tripping. I don't know what's going on, especially like in Black Ops 3. Like, I'm gonna get to Black Ops 3. Like, I have a lot to say about Black Ops 3. Like, but they've just been tripping with some of the stuff they put in these Call of Duties. One, I am still 100% puzzled to this day how any game designer or any game dev with respect for himself can actually put cloaking in the multiplayer. It is one of the stupidest decisions I've ever seen made. Like, I still don't know how cloaking is making it into some of these multiplayer games. Even if it is bad, just don't put it in at all. Like, honestly, that's just kind of stupid that that's still even going on after all these years, after it's been proven just to be a bad idea time after time after time. I mean, it's literally destroyed games. Like freaking Metal Gear Solid, I stopped playing that mainly because of the cloaking, because that cloaking in that game was out of control. But yeah, that's just one of the things. Also, these freaking kill streaks, like these kill streaks get worse and worse every year. Like, I remember when they first brought kill streaks around, they weren't that bad. Like, they were actually, manageable. Like, you could deal with them a little bit. But now they're just outrageous. Like, I'm sorry, but nothing gets on my nerves more than when I'm playing a match of Call of Duty and there's like freaking 10 kill streaks getting called in back to back to back, and like you're just getting wrecked all over the place. And then I know they changed them to score streaks. I've been calling them kill streaks, but even then, like, score streaks are still just as bad. Like, it doesn't matter. It's still just as bad either way. Like, they really need to dial back on that. Like, that's why I really like the specialists from Black Ops 3, even though they stole it straight from Destiny. I like the specialists in the game. Like, I feel like a system like that would be a way better replacement for kill streaks and score streaks. I feel like they just shouldn't be in Call of Duty. Like, the UAV, like, takes skill away from the game, like, in my opinion. Like, the little rolly balls they have is just freaking stupid. Like, oh my god, those things are so annoying. Like, that's just free kills for days. And I know some of you are going to sit there and say, well, that's because those players earned all that stuff. Like, it's a reward for them doing good. But at the end of the day, that's ruining everyone else on the other team's fun. Because, like, no one wants to sit there, spawn in, and have, like, a freaking little exploding ball roll up to them and kill them almost instantly. No one wants that. So, yeah, that's just one thing that like, kill streaks in general, they just need to be gone, in my opinion. That, I know some people are going to disagree with me on that, but personally, that's just how I feel about them. Next thing I want to talk about, let's just talk about Black Ops 3 right now. Let's just talk about it. Like, because Black Ops 3 is the current Call of Duty, it's the most relevant one right now. Black Ops 3, when it launched, in my opinion, Black Ops 3 was one of the most balanced Call of Duties to ever release, or at least for a really long time, since like the older games, like with the World War II setting and stuff. Like, Black Ops 3 was so freaking balanced, and I know a lot of people say Modern Warfare was pretty good too, the first one. I never really played the multiplayer that much in the game. I played it a little bit, but yeah, from what I hear, that was pretty good too. But Black Ops 3 has been the best one we've had for years, in my opinion. In terms of balance in the multiplayer and just how fun it was and how much skill it took, I definitely think Black Ops 3 was the best. They totally just start adding a bunch of stuff and it just like soured this game. Like, for instance, the melee weapons. The melee weapons are the biggest thing I'm talking about with this. I don't know who thought of it. I don't know why they put that in there. That was really stupid. That completely destroyed the balance they created by making the melee in Black Ops 3 two-hit kills. Like, that destroyed your balance. Like, that's the reason you did that in the first place, because in the old games, like, people could just panic knife and kill people and get like these crazy kills that they didn't really deserve. That's the whole reason you freaking made it a two-hit kill in the first place, and it was such a good decision, and then you went back on it with melee weapons. Like, I came back to Black Ops 3 and there were a bunch of melee weapons everywhere. I was just pissed. Like, man, I've actually used them a little bit, and I admit that they are a little fun to use. I'm not the best with them, but they are still fun. But at the same time, like, it's just unbalanced. Like, I've gotten kills with them off of people I just didn't deserve the kills. Like, people who have started shooting at me first, and I still got the kill because I just managed to get close enough to tap a button. Like, so yeah, that's just, in my opinion, that's something that just really soured the game for me. Also, the DLC, I'm sure all of you have heard by this point that Black Ops 3 DLC is kind of underwhelming. I've definitely heard a lot of people go around saying that, and I've looked at the DLC packs. Like, listen, I looked at the first DLC pack, I was like, I guess I'm not buying this season pass, because I already knew from that first one, like, I just wasn't gonna like anything they had to offer. Like, and I was right. Like, so far, Black Ops 3 DLC has not interested me, and I will not be getting it at all. Like, it's just something I don't think is necessary. I think the season pass is always kind of overpriced in Call of Duty anyway. They only give you 4 maps, a mode, and like, when I say a mode, I mean usually for zombies or something. They give you 4 maps, a mode, 5 maps if they do give you something for zombies, and they give you 1 weapon. Like, I'm sorry, that's nothing. Like, even in Battlefield, you get more than that, and that DLC pack or season pass is overpriced as well. So yeah, Call of Duty's definitely isn't enough in my opinion. And then I want to get down to Infinite Warfare. Now, Infinite Warfare, hopefully by now you all know how much hate this game. And the game is getting the kind of hate it is because, well, a lot of the reasons I named earlier in this video, it's the same thing again. It's still in the futuristic setting. People are really disappointed by that. That's why a lot of people are saying they're leaving Call of Duty for Battlefield. People are sick of the future stuff. And like, overall, like, it's just Call of Duty again. Like, a lot of people are finally starting to get fed up with Call of Duty. But I will say this. Infinite Warfare, in my opinion, looks like it has some potential. I know some of you aren't going to want to hear that, like, but honestly, Infinite Warfare looks like it has some potential to be a really good Call of Duty from the small amount of campaign stuff we've seen. I think it could be if they, get the writing and everything and the campaign right, because I know a lot of people say nobody cares about the campaign of Call of Duty. There are actually a lot of people who do, and I know it was a big surprise to me at first too, but there are some people who seriously buy Call of Duty just for the campaign. Like, there really are. I've seen them before, so yeah, like, that's just something out there. So yeah, make the campaign good, make the multiplayer even better, and they'll be fine. Like they just need to keep all of this BS out of multiplayer. Like this is why multiplayer games need to go back to the old days when they were more bare bones. Like that's just what it needs. That's why CS:GO is still so popular. That's why Counter Strike is like still at the top like that, or still has a huge community behind it. That's why The Last of Us was such a loved game. Like it went back to like the bare bones style. Like there was still crutches and stuff, but like it was closer to that bare bones style of multiplayer, which made it funner. And yeah, Call of Duty is definitely very far from bare bones, like definitely. Even in hardcore mode, Call of Duty is not all bare bones. Like I'm just like it's crazy. You can still call in a UAV in hardcore. I was freaking done when I realized that. Like that just pissed me off. But yeah, like I think like Infinite Warfare can be a really good Call of Duty. One thing I will say about this goes back to Activision being greedy again. Like the Modern Warfare paywall that they have up, like if you want to play Modern Warfare Call of Duty 4, like if you want that, well then freak, you have to pay $80 for Infinite Warfare. Like I mean, it's still at the end of the day, I guess, not really a bad deal because we know that Modern Warfare Remastered is going to be good because like the original Modern Warfare is one of the best Call of Duties. Um, but as for Infinite Warfare, we don't really know yet, but we can hope that it's going to be good, and that'll kind of make it worth it in a way. But at the same time, it's just a rip off, like, and it's like no same. Like everyone knows why this is being done. It's for the money. Activision realizes everyone knows. They don't care. They're just greedy. Like it just puts a bad taste in players' mouths. And I'm gonna be honest, that is one of the main things that is kind of making me really consider whether or not I should buy Infinite Warfare. I do want to get it and stuff, but like at the same time, I kind of don't want to support that. Like that's real scumbaggy, you know. Like so, yeah, that's something that really sucks about it. But yeah, Call of Duty has always had problems, but it's just gotten so much worse over the years. Like I'm telling you right now, from Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4. From that game back, Call of Duty was pretty freaking good. Once it started coming up, like there was just a bunch of BS that got into the games. It just like kind of ruined the experience altogether. The best Call of Duty, in my opinion. Now, before, when I was younger, I used to say it was Modern Warfare 3 because that's the game where I start to really get into Call of Duty on the multiplayer side of things. That's where I start to get more competitive and everything. But in my opinion, the best Call of Duty I can remember would either be Call of Duty 3 or Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1. Like I remember those two games being really freaking good. And Modern Warfare was really awesome too. I would put that up there with those. That had a really good story in it. But yeah, altogether, like I don't hate Call of Duty, like I said. I think Call of Duty's cool and everything, but they just need to make some changes. But the problem is, it's probably not going to happen. Because you know what they say, if it's not broken, why fix it? That's the mentality they're going with here. That's why the games have been the same for so many years. But yeah, like, anyway, that's all I'm going to say on this. I just want to kind of rant about this. I might be doing rants like this about more games, like just kind of telling you guys what I think of games and franchises on my other channel, which I'm going to start really putting a lot of content on that other channel if you haven't checked it out yet. There's a video on my channel that will link you to it. So go check that out. But yeah, I'm going to start putting some rants about movies and TV shows and stuff on there. So yeah, I think I'm going to start doing a lot more rants. I used to do them a while ago every now and then, but I really want to get back into them. But anyway, guys, this video is already like at 20 minutes right now, so I'm going to set up and just, well, before I set up, I'm going to tell you guys to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already for more awesome content. Like I said, if you want to know what's going on with the videos, why it's been slow, how I want it to go in the future, make sure you check out my next video. Keep your eye out for it, because there's going to be some important stuff I have to say in that video about the channel. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me what you think of Call of Duty as a whole down in the comments below. I love reading your comments, guys. I absolutely do. It's one of my favorite parts of YouTube. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next video. ZFR out, guys.